Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. And today we are going to go on the rabbit hole journey of all rabbit hole journeys. And there's a bug in the zapper. I don't know why they chose to fly into the zapper at this exact moment that I start the live stream, but there you go. Cheryl actually got a zapper and it scared the you-know-what out of the dogs. And so if you have pets, the zapper is scary for pets. So just that's a fair warning. The zapper is good at keeping bugs and gnats down, though, inside the house. I don't know how we got on the zapper thing. I guess because the zapper went off as I was trying to start the show this morning. I probably should have turned it off. Today we're live and it's May 24th, 2024. And thanks for tuning into the re-upload yesterday. For those of you that showed up to that, some of you subscribed to the backup channel, Enter the Stars Reloaded, and you saw the evening premiere the night before last over there. So that's awesome. It supports that backup channel just in case we need to ever go back over to it. We know that YouTube is in the process of pretty much going and weeding out all of the people that they can in the truth community, the real truthers anyway, as they prop up the fake truth mega channels that are leading people down the new age path and basically hardwiring you for the mushroom apocalypse. So that's what's going on YouTube. I did try to move my videos from YouTube to Rumble, and that's not possible anymore. Rumble doesn't offer that service anymore. They used to, they do, but YouTube blocked Rumble from mirroring your site over there. I'm sure that at some time will happen with ODYSEE as well. What they're seeking to do is basically defund truth. That's the whole point of this. To defund truth, to pigeonhole truth channels into being compromised or just defunding you so that you have no time to do the work that we do. That's very important work. So all of you that support the channel, everyone does a little bit, and that helps us stay afloat so that we can always upload content somewhere, not have to worry about how we're going to get by in life, right? So thanks to all of you who stick with it. And for those of you that are able who do the monthly fundraiser, the link's in the description of all the videos, and everyone doing a little bit helps so that we're going to be just fine. Let's get into this crazy, oh my gosh, I don't even know how to describe this. This crazy trailer that one of you sent me. You're like, Casey, you've got to look at this trailer. And I was like, okay, it's a brand new M. Night Shyamalan movie with Dakota Fanning in it, and it's called The Watchers. And usually the trailers are pretty loaded. I need to say one other thing about the backup channel and the video that I uploaded the night before last. It was about the liquid current inside of your eye and how it looks just like the storms of the earth and the star spin above and the tectonic currents below our feet. So what we have is a nested reality of optical, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but essentially what you have is everything looks the same. You have these spinning currents, and the spinning currents look like trees. So the image of a tree is the basis of our reality. Now, some people call those fractals. But if you think about it, the stars spinning in the heavens with the big tree trunk and the branches spinning out and around and the roots spinning down and below, compared to our storm systems, which look essentially the same way when you look at them from the aerial view. And of course, the tectonic plates below our feet, it all looks like the base image of a tree. Now, today we're going to take a look at this film trailer, as I said. And it's pretty crazy, you guys. I couldn't even believe this. The Watchers. And I've got the trailer here. And what else is going on? Let's see here. Dakota Fanning, resurrected for this particular role. Here she is here. And it's about a girl who goes missing in the forest and stumbles upon essentially a cult. Now, I hate repeating myself. I'm going to do that a lot here. But here we go again. The same themes, different movies. In this case, what theme it keeps repeating? Doppelgangers. Let's take a look at this Now, the trailer begins with Dakota Fanning talking to her mockingbird, who repeats everything she says, and this is our first clue that the film is going to be all about copies of things, the mockingbird.
I'm going out tonight. Try not to die.
Now, I don't know if that really is a mockingbird, but it is mocking her, repeating what she's saying. And another clue, and this is where you might need to write this down, because I couldn't even believe it as I was discovering it, what I was discovering. It was just too exact. Another clue that this is all about copies is Dakota Fanning's birthday. What are you talking about, Casey? Dakota Fanning, born on 2/23. 3 times 22 is 66. And that's that doppelganger Gemini number. Now, keep that in mind, because only this one thing doesn't mean anything, right? A lot of people are born on February 23rd, but stick with me on this, because there's another clue that will repeat this number 66 that indicates that this will be all about twins and doppelgangers. This is Elle Fanning, her sister. And they look a lot alike. I mean, sisters do. But what makes this even more weird is that Elle Fanning, her sister, she's not in the film, was born on April 9th. What is April 9th? The 99th day of the year. So she and her sister have this bizarre connection. 223, 2 times 20, 2 times 23 is 46. And you have the 99th day of the year. 3 times 22 is 66, is what I meant to say. And then you have the 99. So you have the 66 and the 99. Now, what's this all about? Well, stay with me. April 9th, 99th day of the year with 266 remaining. Her name, Elle, actually is also a twin type of name. It's got this format, ELLE, which is going in and coming out. So the sisters have twinning birthdays, 66 and 99. Now, how can all this be? Well, welcome to the Matrix, because these types of birthday coincidences happen every single day on this channel, don't they? All we do is dig a little deep and we see this stuff is going on. Now, I hope you're sitting down for this, because not only do they have 66 and 99 birthdays, you ready for this? The number of days between their birthdays is 46 days. Twins confirmed, 23 and 23 days. And those are those chromosome numbers. 23 and 23, 46. Now, if all that didn't mean anything to you, watch what happens next, because the first thing she does is go look in the mirror.
I thought you couldn't talk.
Now, I'm going to mute the music at this point for several reasons, because it starts to get scary. But she looks in the mirror before she heads off into the forest, and the song playing is by Sinead O'Connor. When was she born? Ready for this? 1966. And in one last twist of the bizarre, Sinead O'Connor died on the mirror date of when this film was set to release. When did Sinead O'Connor die? July 26th. July 26th has 158 days left in the year, and the film released on the 158th day of the year, making it a mirror date. Or it's going to release. It hasn't released yet, but here's the weird thing, because none of this is by accident. The song that she's singing is Never Get Old. Here it is right here. Wait, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Never Get Old. And it's from an album called The Lion and the Cobra. Here it is right here. The Lion and the Cobra. This was actually Sinead O'Connor's debut album. And what was it based off of? A biblical passage, Psalm 91:13. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and the asp, the young lion and the serpent shall thou trample under feet. Now, many of you are familiar with Psalm 91. It is kind of what I guess you would call talking about how God will protect you in your darkest hour. God is my refuge, my fortress, my God who I trust. He will deliver thee from the snare of the fowler. So this whole passage of Psalm 91 is all about that. So what is this about? Is this some kind of mockery with this song playing? Well, I don't know, but this is weird, isn't it? Now, when did the album release? Just to show you how all this fits together in the Matrix. It released with 87 days left in the year, which was October 5th in 1987. So there's a perfect mirror there as well. Let's keep going, you guys, because there's more mirroring in this short trailer. 23 seconds in, again, she looks in the mirror. Then she heads off into the wilderness and she goes past these missing persons signs. Let's watch. Now I've got the sound turned off because it starts to get scary and I don't want all those sounds and noises in your head. But I had to play for you the Sinead O'Connor song so you could know what was going on. She heads off into the wilderness. Blinding edge pictures. It's all creepy. And she goes past these missing person signs. And then it's apparent that a lot of people go missing out here. Now it's at this point that her electronics start to go crazy. And she becomes lost. Apparently the GPS got turned off. And she encounters a woman that calls her into a bunker where she sees twin copies of everyone in the bunker, including herself. I want to turn the sound back on for this part. Electronics go nuts.
Hello?
She brings the bird, and all of a sudden things get real scary.
Where's the car?
The car goes missing. Let's turn this part off. And she hears this loud roaring sound. The ground starts rumbling. And then this lady says, you have 5 seconds to get into this door, right? And it's like basically an underground bunker. The door opens. You have 5 seconds before door is sealed. She then goes underground after entering, and that's where she says, there are multiples of us on the other side.
We haven't much time. It's not wise to keep them waiting. They'll be very...
What is happening? What is this place?
I don't mean to scare you, but very interesting. And they watch us.
I'm just skipping around, you guys, because I'm just making sure we don't get caught.
And they watch us.
It's a window on the other side. They come every night.
And they watch.
It's a window on the other side, and they come every night, and they watch us. So there are the watchers. Let's go back to this part where they're standing across from each other on the window. So it's an alternate universe. Now, you guys, this is everything we've been talking about. And like I said, I hate to keep repeating myself, but had we not been repeating it early on years ago, no one would have believed that this was all happening, right? So it is happening. So we weren't crazy. And they're starting to repeat this stuff in entertainment media because it's going to become a thing. And then at a certain point, we see the origin of these doppelgangers. They come out of a hole in the earth, just like in the TV series Outer Range that we just re-uploaded from past decodes. And also there's a new season of Outer Range, which is why we've been looking at that. These people come up out of a hole in the earth. Let's skip to that part here. Now, let's see here.
Someone new.
So when you hear, and this mockingbird is like mocking them, try not to die, try not to die. And then there's this hole in the earth.
Please open the door.
John? My husband's outside. I don't know.
Let's turn the sound off again. Here it is. There's the hole in the earth. And it looks just like from the series Outer Range. You can't make this up, you guys. Then all of a sudden, Dakota Fanning tries to escape by going down into the hole. She thinks that that is the way out. She goes down into one of the holes of the earth. She starts rappelling into the hole. And they don't show what happens here, but we'll decode this full movie when it comes out. And then things go off the rails. And I couldn't even believe this. Next part, more exact stuff that we've been covering. This boy gets marked in the head after they see a fallen angel. There's the fallen angel right there. It's like a skeleton with these wings, like a Slender Man almost. And then he gets marked in the forehead, almost like some kind of anointing. This thing like carves something into his forehead. And look what he carves into his forehead. Should probably put this in slow motion. He carves a phi symbol. Now, we've been covering this. Well, I guess it's called a phi symbol. I've been saying it wrong the whole time. Someone corrected me. It's phi. It's a phi symbol. Now, what is this phi symbol? Well, we've been decoding this long ago. It appears on this boy's pineal gland in the pineal position. He's marked with the phi symbol. And remember, we found this symbol in the aerial view above Mar-a-Lago. And the symbol actually stands for the Q symbol and the Koph symbol, Q-U-Q-O-P-H. It's also known as the golden number, the golden ratio, 1.618. And here is the phi symbol here in its lowercase. So what did all this mean? Well, here's the clincher. Apparently, the original release date of this film was Trump's birthday. Let me show you. You can't make this up. 6/14/24, linking Trump to this film with the phi symbol, which we already knew was linked to him because it was an aerial view in Mar-a-Lago, right? Now, they have since changed the, let's see, let's go down to the, here it is, Watchers of Films. It even says right here, Watchers is scheduled to be released on June 7th. It was originally scheduled for June 14th. Remember that June 7th date was the anti-date or mirror date of Sinead O'Connor's death, and then they changed it to Trump's birthday, or it was originally Trump's birthday, and they changed it to the mirror of Sinead O'Connor's death. Now, remember that number 58, 158th day of the year, and 158 remaining? There's that number 58 because Trump is all about the twins. It's Gemini. That's the Gemini birthday, June 14th. But also, he has a Gemini life with his 58-story Trump Tower and the 58-bedroom Mar-a-Lago. Those two structures are mirrors of one another. One of them has, I think it's Mar-a-Lago has 33 bathrooms, I think it said. And Trump Tower has 33,000 square feet in his penthouse, or something to that effect. So there's lots of mirrors with the number of floors and the number of square footage in those two buildings. And remember, we read the article that talked about a portal connecting the two of those buildings together. So Sunday, we'll be back to the TV series Outer Range, about a hole in the earth, just like Watchers. And this is weird because I thought about the word hole, Hole. And let's go into the chat for a bit. And you guys tell me what the word hole spells backwards and what that might mean to you. Let's see who's paying attention. The word hole backwards. Remember, the hole is the bottomless pit. And remember, I told you the English language, what they've done is they've taken holy things and literally spelled them backwards to mock God. Our English language is God mockery. It's spell casting. Hole is Elohim. Thanks, Paul. The first 4 letters of the word Elohim, or Elohim. And that can't be an accident. You have 2 diametrically opposed forces, life and death, dark and light, in those 2 words. Speaking of holes, look at this crazy tornado footage that happened. Because tornadoes are holes, right? Let's turn the sound on here. The semi pulls over, and I don't think there's any sound on this. And another semi truck speeds by it. Well, what ends up happening next, I don't think anyone could have anticipated. Look at this tornado coming in from the left. Whoa. Blows the semi truck over. The other one got blown off the road as well. But look at the force of that hole, which of course is a tornado. Blew that thing right over, direct hit onto that semi truck. Pray for the people who have been lost in these tornadoes and storms, because they need our prayers right now. Do you guys have any questions before we pop off of here? Did all that make sense? Now, before you go naysaying, because there's always some people that want to naysay, write down everything I said, and it literally forms a mathematical equation. And you can't tell that by me telling you. You have to write it down and look at it. You have to take notes and write it down. How Sinead O'Connor fit into all of that. How Elle Fanning and Dakota Fanning, their birthdays are linked together. And how even the death of Sinead O'Connor fit into it, right? The 66 and the 99 and the 46, which this is the 23 and the 23. It all makes like a perfect matrix. So sometimes this math can be overwhelming for some people, and they'll just write it off as crazy talk. They'll just say, oh, you're just making that fit. No, we do it every single day. It always fits the way it fits. With the way they cast these people. They cast them in these roles. And there's something to it. We haven't quite gotten to the bottom of it as to why they do it, but everything fits perfectly. It's almost like they're casting a spell. All right. I'm in the chat right now. Now, this isn't to say that all Geminis are bad. This isn't to say that all twin people are bad. That's not what we're saying here. What we're saying is that the dark side is using this as some kind of sigil or some kind of clue as to what they're doing to all of humanity. They're trying to combine dark spirit into our lamp of our body to push out the Holy Spirit so that they can modify us in some way. It has to do with possession on some level, demonic possession, using frequencies and injections and all kinds of crazy stuff. And they probably learned all this when they did their Monarch programming. I bet you if I look back through Monarch programming, there would be clues about this, like injecting people, and then, we've already looked at deprivation tanks and all this other crazy stuff. All right, what else is going on, you guys? Yes, the two-faced deception, Margaret, absolutely. The casters and players are possessed. Curse, cursive, spelling, blackboards, black magic. Yes, and the dark side tries to use us, but God always wins. But if we're in darkness and we're not aware of the devil's devices and what he's trying to do, a lot of people fall for it and they give up. They feel like God has abandoned them. All right, guys. Well, I'll see you guys on Sunday. We're going to talk more about the whole. Have a great weekend, you guys. Much love.